What's up, everybody? Dante here. I'm doing a little versus video. I did one of these a while ago with the XM3s and the Audio Technica ATH M50X BTs. Now this is a comparison between the Apple AirPods Max and the XM4s. Now, first I want to start off with the design of them. When I looked at the AirPods Max, I'm about to say Air Max Pods, I wasn't a big fan of the look at first. Then once I started actually looking at them, get my hands on them, I was like, all right, this not a bad looking design. I really am a fan of the little turn dial right here, so you can turn the volume up and down. Comes in handy. Another feature I think is cool with these is that you could take them off. These little air cups, in case they get dirty, need to be replaced. You can replace it with no problem at all, so it's not a big deal. They're made out of metal and aluminum, so that premium feel. I don't feel like they're too heavy compared to some other people. I feel like they're just fine. But overall, the design I like. I would give it a plus. Nothing too crazy, nothing too out of the ordinary. Well, they're pretty simple to me. Now, when it compares to the minimal design of the XM4s, I like it. It's simple, easy, plasticky. It's a little lighter overall package compared to the Apple AirPods Max. But one of the things is with this one, you have touch, gestures on the side cups where you can go. You can choose, you can swipe up on the volume and swipe down on the volumes, swipe back and forth to kind of skip songs and things like that. It works when it's supposed to, but I haven't. It was a rumor going around that if you test it out in cold weather, it will get phantom touches without you actually touching it. So I ain't never actually get a chance to test that out. But the look and design overall, I think it's I like it. It's simple, easy, elegant, and not too ooh, look what he got on type thing. It's a simple looking design when it comes to the Sony XM4s. Now I would like to talk about the price point of these two headphones. Depending on who you are, if you got disposable money, got a little extra money in your pocket, it shouldn't matter which one you go with. But when it comes to the overall price with these two, I got these for $279. I think I went to Best Buy the other day, and they're still that price. They usually went for $350, then they dropped to $279. You can pretty much catch them at that price. The Sony XM4 is at that price. And what you get with this, you get great sounding headphones, noise cancellation. You can simultaneously switch between two different devices. Now, when it comes to the AirPods Max, they're $550. And I want to say, once you hook it up to your phone, and then you got any other Apple device, it connects to all of them with no problem. You ain't got to worry about trying to go to different devices to hook them up. They just do it automatic because the Apple ecosystem. Now, when it comes down to the sound, for me, between these two, I prefer the Sony XM4s because I love the way the bass sounds in these. The vocals, the mid sound just as good, but I just love how the bass has a bit more of a punch to it than anything. That's just me. Some people may not like that as much as I do, but I do. These, I think they're overall well balanced all the way around. Great vocals, mids, highs. The bass line is well balanced. It's not the bass never overpowers a song or lyrics or anything when it comes to listening to music. So watching movies, great. Listening to music, great. Now, to me, the price point that they put these at, I don't think they're worth that. $550 for that sound signature that comes with these is great overall. But I like these. Like I said, it's just much more of a punch when it just kicks. When I'm listening to some hip hop and it really thumps. It's I'm listening to this and it sounds like it's about to crack a wall. I like that sound. Because some people may not say, oh, the bass is too much, I don't like it. They like the Apples, which is fine. For me, what you get, I think they're cool. I was listening to a whole bunch of all kinds of music, and overall, it's a great sounding headphones. I just say I like the bass, the mids, the highs. When it comes to these, the vocals are very clear. But for the price point, And if I had to choose between which ones at that time, I would go with these. Cheaper, and I prefer the sound more over these. Next up, I want to talk about portability. You know, if you want to take these out on the road with you, it's going to be some tricks with that, because with these, the Sonys, you get a nice little case. Now, if you have the XM3s, they're the same case. You know, it's pretty much the same case. You could put it in the bag, tuck it, go, travel, whatever. Now, these come with a smart case that when you put it in there, it looks like a man purse or a little purse, whatever. I'm not a fan of it. I don't understand why they couldn't put like a little case that just fits around it. Yeah, it might be a little bulky and a little big, but it's something that can protect it better than what you actually get. And that's another thing I have an issue with. Like, you charge me so much money for these, and they get the little smart case. Yeah, it's cool that they got this little magnetic clamp on them and they put them in a low power mode, but everybody wants some protection for their headphones. So say if you want to take them on the road, you really can't unless they bring out a third-party case that fits them. But that defeats the whole purpose of spending that kind of money for these headphones, and you can't really get a proper case. So when it comes to portability, the Sonys win because they have a case. Like, they just do. Now, if a third-party one comes out that actually works, we have to wait and see. But right now, it's not. So when it comes to portability, the Sonys win. Now, one of the big questions probably everybody's wondering and asking, the battery life of these two. The Sony XM4s, I can get roughly about a good 25 hours. Roughly, because you got to take into account too that once you recharge these from time to time, you know, the battery life deplenishes over the time. So you're not going to get that, whatever they said, that 30 hours, you're not going to get that. So I'm getting a good 25 hours of playback time with these. Noise cancellation on and everything. The Apple Airpods Max are very decent battery life. I got a good solid, I want to say close to 15 hours of playback. I mean, movies and music. The problem is with these, there's no turn off with these. You can't turn these off. You can only put them in a low power mode, which is very disappointing. So when it comes down to, you know, trying to preserve battery life, you can't, because you just put them in that case and that puts them in a low power mode. And it just it lets the battery life drain just a little slower when you put them in a case, which is like terrible, because that just defeats the whole purpose of having an on and off button, because you can preserve the battery life if you can turn them off. But if you can't, and you just put basically they on all the time, you're not going to get 20 plus hours of battery life out of these. You're just not. And like I said, it goes through that whole thing of once you charge and recharge these things over time, you know, the battery life deplenishes over time. So it's just, you're really going to get short life battery over some time. So the battery life goes to the Sonys because you just get more out of it, because you can get to turn them off and preserve the battery life. With these, you just can't. You get close to 15 hours altogether. Depends on how much music you're going to listen to. You got to really think about it. And then when you want to, like I said, take these out on the road, you got them in that little case and no protection. You could put them in your bag, but you can probably damage something like this, or put a hole in this, because something that's just sharp in your bag might get in here and rip this. So it's a bit much. That just disappointing the way that design came out. And another thing I would like to mention that you may not take account for, that USB Type C, right? This has it. So say if you got a MacBook Pro or Air in your bag, USB-C charger or anything like that, you can use that charger to charge your headphones. You have to get a separate charger for this. Now it has USB-C to the power adapter, but it still uses Lightning port. So like, unless you have the Lightning port in your bag, that's fine. But everybody kind of want one charger for all their products. So if you got a USB Type C and you got mostly USB Type C, you're gonna lean more towards that. So then you have to get a Lightning port to charge it. So, which is, yeah, so that's pretty much the problem with that. Like when I seen it, I was like, they still using Lightning port? Why not use USB-C yet? So yeah, that's a Debbie Downer in my opinion, because you're still using Lightning port when you can use USB-C. Now my final thoughts are good headphones on both ends. Depending on your personal preference, are you a heavy bass guy, like a punchy bass? Sony's is your best bet. If you like an all around well balanced sound signature when it comes to, you know, everything with headphones, the bass is good, the highs, mids, vocals, everything is just done well. The AirPods Max, not bad. Now, if you're willing to spend that money for them, definitely go for them. Especially if you're in, you know what I mean, you're in deep with the Apple ecosystem, I definitely recommend them because like I said, once you can connect them to your phone, they connect to everything. And that's just love. You ain't got to go to different devices to hook them up. That's just love. But like for me, I prefer the Sonys. I just love that thumpy bass. I do. I just love it. Music, when it comes to movies, like that bass line, I make a punch a little bit more. And they both noise cancellation, and I've listened to both of them, and to be honest with you, they both sound just as good as in noise cancellation because certain things leak more than others. Like I was watching something on TV, and if you don't have any music playing, you're going to hear a little bit of it. But once the music starts playing, it really blocks it out very well on both ends of these headphones. So can't go wrong with either one when it comes to noise cancellation. Only thing I would give the edge on with the noise cancellation is with the Sonys, they have that app and you can kind of adjust it to what you like it to be. So you want it to be noise cancellation but want a little bit more noise to bleed in so you can hear people, it can do that. You can adjust the different settings when it comes to what type of sound you want for your music. You know, it got bass, like heavy bass, acoustics, a boost, all these type of different settings you could choose. The Apple AirPods Max just doesn't have that, which I'm disappointed in. Like, why don't you have that just in your personal, like your phone? When you go to the audio settings and the menu settings, then you can just change it to something else, but you can't. So this gives you options where this doesn't. So when it comes to like having options and overall like package, I like Sony. And like I said, I caught these at $279, which is a steal compared to these, you know, because like when they first came out, they was $350. Then they went down to $279. They've been there ever since. Every time I look at the price, they're still there. So I definitely would recommend these. And if you got two different devices, you can switch between those two with no problems. These, like I said, overall, well, it's a great package. I'm not gonna say it's not, but depending on your personal preference and what you like to hear when it comes to your music, to each his own. Like I just like these. These are great, but when it comes to like what I like, these give it to me. And that's pretty much it for my little versus video. They're great headphones depending on what you like. That's it, because some people prefer heavy bass like I do. Some people don't. Some people want something that's more well-rounded. That's what these are. But it all comes down to how much you're willing to spend and how much you're gonna get for more bang for your buck. Like if you're not trying to spend this kind of money, I get it. So you would go with these. To each his own. Well, I want to thank you guys for watching. Post your comments in the comment section. Anybody who had these headphones and did a comparison of their own, which ones you prefer, let me know in the comment section. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hit that like button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.